Hello everyone. So welcome back to the another project demonstration video. So in this app, we are going to show and integrate the Beeceptor, Beeceptor.com. Like it is a type of website that can provide a regular response according to the UI. So like when the user is wanted to develop something like a chat application, like when you message something on the server, you get an instant reply from that. So we are going to create a chat application by using like a type of chatbot. So let's start. So first of all, we have to log in the Beeceptor, and after logging in the Beeceptor, we are just able to create a some mocking rules as well. So here you can see we have some reply and the send message type of. I have created some of the here mocking rules. So, okay, so let's click on edit and see for 1 second. Like when you hit this API, you will get some reply like that. Okay, so reply hi from server. So when you trigger some message in our application, so you will get some responses like that. Okay, so we have to save the rule, and we have already do it, so we don't need to do it again. So let's move to the Android part. So here is the project demonstration. So let's see how we can create the application. Okay, so just click on this. Okay, file. So we have to click on new and just open a new project. When you open this new project, you are getting this empty activity, basic view activity. We always select the empty view activity. Okay, so when you select the empty view activity and click on next, you will get this type of UI. Here you can given the name of the project. Okay, so you can name like as I named it like chat demonstration. Okay, chat demo. So com.demo.my application is basically it is a package name, and in this you can also save the location according to your need, and the language you have to select Java or Kotlin. So I have selected Kotlin, and I have selected the API level 24, and which can be used as a DSL Kotlin DSL for the build.gradle file. So we have to click on finish if you wanted to create the application. So these are the things like you can select and demonstrate these things in this application. So we have to click on cancel. As I already create, you are getting these files already created. So here you can see we have some package name named as the com.demo.chatdemo. Okay, so here I have some more packages like data model. I have created all the data model here, and in this I have created the feature as well, conversation.ui and home.ui. So I have created two more feature like first of all the user can able to create a conversation, new conversation, and then after it can be moved to the chat screen so that the chat will be saved locally as well. And we are using the retrofit for the network. So I have created the retrofit instance and the webhook service for getting the data from server. And the third is the like we are following the MVVM pattern, so it is the chat repository. And these are some util things like my application class. In this my application class, you are able to see we have instantiated the app database model. So here is the app database. Okay, so when you click create an application, you will get one file named as the main activity. Okay, so first of all I'm going to demonstrate the main activity. What is the main activity here? So here you can see we have instantiated a chat view model here. Okay, and currently the system is analyzing these things. So let's it is done, I think. So here you can see I have created a title here, like what is the conversation title. I have set it to the default by Abhay messages. So by using the chat view model, we are going to insert this new conversation as well, and intent. By using the intent, we are just passing through this through the conversation activity. Let's say we have to create a conversation, and we have to move to the chat screen. So let's move to the activity main and see what's this going on. So just click on control and activity main. Okay, so here is the app complete activity. By mistakenly I have opened. So let's close this file. So in this UI you can see there is nothing but I have a recycler view in this. Okay, here is the recycler view, and here is a button called as the create conversation. When we tap on this button, we are just moved from one screen to the another screen, like after creating the conversation here. So all the conversation like WhatsApp you can see are listed here. And let's move to the functionality and the recycler view adapter thing. So we also have created some adapter here. So you can see here is the conversation adapter, and once we tap on any of the conversation, we will passing the conversation ID here and just move to the conversation screen. So this is the conversation activity, and here we are getting the data where we have to show the all the previous chat, or we have to do a new chat. We can do it here. So let's move to the adapter part, like how I have created the conversation adapter, like the list of conversation adapter. So press Control and go to the conversation adapter class. Okay, so here is the conversation adapter class. So here I have instantiated the on click in the constructor, and also listed after the conversation adapter and view holder things. Okay, once the adapter is created, okay, so we are getting the list from the like local, like if we have any some data, so we can go to show it here, and if we don't have any data, we have to show the new screen. So we just need to go through the conversation view holder class, and in the recycler view holder we can getting all the things. So what is the conversation title I have given? Let me show you. So here you can see the card view, and like this is the card I am going to show on this the main activity page. Okay, so these are the things. Basically we have to move to the chat view model, like how we can get the all the conversation. So just click on all conversation. Okay, so here you can see the all conversation live data. So once the all the conversation live data is basically we are getting here is nothing but so here is the chat DAO, like we have a DAO of data access object we have created here. So let's move to the all the data model that we have created, and all the adapter class, all the local database, how we can set up the room database we are going to see. So first of all we have to move to the build.gradle file. Okay, so here you can see like I have commented the align KAPT and use the KSP. Okay, in the dev tool. So here you can see I have used a lot of variables here. So here is the room version, like I have used the room dependency for storing the data in locally, and here is the library for recycler view, and here is the library for retrofit for creating the for hitting the API. So here you can see the lifecycle view model. I also have used it, and all the libraries needed library that I have integrated here. So these are the things like I have used in this application. After that, we are using the KSP, like and the KAPT for the room database. And after that, we are moving to the like chat view model, what we are going to do in this database. So you here you can see in chat.dow, app database.get database application message.dow. So basically this is the data access object which we are using in this our application for storing the data in local database. So how we can do it, let's see. So here I have created the conversation data class. So it is basically a entity, and the table name I have created a table name here is known as the conversation. So I have a primary key which will be the auto generated, and ID as well, and the long like I have created with the long and auto generated as well. Like when we create a new conversation, the ID will be increment by 1. Okay, and the value will be like I have also created the variable name and title, so I can see show the title as well here. So let's move to the conversation DAO class. So this is the data access object. Like basically, this is the DAO class for hitting the inserting the data and hitting the APIs and other things. Like if you have to, if we need to that fetch some data in our server, so we can also do it. Okay, so let's move to the another part, like what's the query, like select star from conversation. Like when we have to get the all the data from the conversation that we are using, get all conversation down. Okay, so let's move to the conversation file, and in this conversation file, like we are getting the data like all the titles, all the conversation that we have been created by the user. So this is the conversation file and this is the conversation DAO file. So basically this can be used for getting the data from the conversation. By using this suspend method, we are going to insert the data in our conversation database. So let's move to the messages things. So what is the messages here? Basically we have to store the message as well. So we have to, first of all, we have to store the conversation ID and text and is sent by user. Like if the user is sent this message, so we have to show it in the left or right type of view. Okay, so let's see how we can do. And we have also message DAO as well. So we have also 4 queries like insert conversation, insert messages, and get all conversation, and get all messages, get messages from conversation. Like by using the conversation ID, we are going to get the data here. So these are the 4 data models that I have used, and then after I have created the app database class as well. So in this app database class, you can see we have to create the database entities name at the conversation and the messages. So we have the 2 table, conversation and the messages, and the version will be the 1. So the abstract class, app database and room database, that I have inherited it here, and the abstract function of conversation.dao and the message.dao that I have used for storing the data in the local database. So we have using the add the volatile annotation as well for getting the data. Like once the object will be created, after the destroying the application, we are going to erase it as well. So it will be the volatile object. Basically it will be removed after the killing the application. So let's move to the conversation activity once I show you. So these are the 2 features, like we have the home UI and the conversation UI. So you can see the conversation activity here. So in this conversation activity, we have instantiated the chat view model here, and let's move to the UI part as well. But let's see here. So in the UI, we have a recycler view, and we have a message input, edit text, and we have a button, send button. Okay, for sending the data like on the server. So once when we hit the send button, we have to use the retrofit instance here. Okay, so in the retrofit instance, we are using this base URL as what we are getting from this site. Okay, you can see here is the URL. Okay, and in this URL, we are just getting the data. So when we hit this URL by using the webhook service, okay, this is the interface of posting the data, like send a message. So when we hit this API send message as @send message, so it will get to this route. Okay, so here you can see we are hitting this one and we are getting the delay. So we have introduced the 1 second of delay here, like, and mock result, mock status as well, 200. So after the 1 second, we are getting the data from our according to our need and requirement. So we can change it from the Beeceptor website. So we just need to create a new rule or a new thing, like you just wanted to create the new application here. So let's move to the Android Studio. So here you can see fun send message. Like when we have to send the message, we have to hit this API. Okay, and just pass this message. Okay, and we are getting this reply here. Okay, once the reply is added, so basically request a webhook and the webhook response. We are getting the response of the webhook response, and we are sending the webhook request here. Okay, so let's move to the another thing. Like we have the chat repository as well. So what is the repository here? Repository basically nothing but like we are passing the message down so that we can set the data, and we are get the data from here. So once the data is get from this chat.dao, so we are just getting the all the messages from the conversation ID. We are going to insert it here. We are going to insert messages as well in our local database. So let's move to the another part. So here you can see our some of the devices also connected for executing this application. Okay, so so these are the things. So let's move to the UI part of the conversation activity, like how we can create the UI. So this is the basically activity conversation file. In this we have created some relative layout. Okay, here you can see, and linear layout, and these are the things. Like in linear layout, I have using the edit text, chat messages, and other background stuff. So here we are using this. Okay, So by using this send button, we are going to do like, let's reformat it. Control A, Control Alt L. Okay, so by Control Alt L, we are reformat the code here in the beautiful manner. So here you can see I have created a send button and edit text and recycler view here. So I have used these three things for getting that our data in the recycler view. And here like these are the things like basically used for hitting the API. So the main feature is basically developed in the chat view model. Okay, so here you can see we have initialized this object here, that the chat DAO repository and all conversation. Basically we are getting the all conversation here, live data, list of conversation. So once it is initialized, we are monitoring in the main activity, like all conversation will be monitored in main activity. So how can we monitor it? So let's move to the main activity part. Okay, so here you can see chat view model, that all conversation we are going to observe it. Okay, so once we have getting all the data in the all conversation, so basically we are observing like initially it don't have any data. So once it initialize all the object, so repository, by using the repository we are getting all the conversation here. Okay, like after that we have to created some methods as well, like insert conversation and get messages from conversation, send a message from conversation ID by using the conversation ID. So send to webhook. So what is I'm doing here is basically nothing but hitting an API. Okay, so send to webhook, like I have created the named as val and request of webhook request and message to message text, like I'm getting the message text here and just sending it to the web request hook. Okay, so on retrofit instance I have created the one instance as well. By using this instance we are hitting the API and getting the send message and enqueue it. So once I get the response, like if I get the on fail or if I get the on response, so if the response is successful, so we are getting this message from the server, have from the server, and store it in our local database as well as show it in our views. So okay, so once this the insert message will be clicked, so we are just hitting the like chat repository. According to chat repository, if then there are any changes we are going to show in our conversation activity. So here you can see chat view model get messages from conversation. So we are just passing the conversation ID here and observe if there are any changes in our data list or not. So if there are any changes, we are just submit the list it. Okay, so after submitting it, like it will automatically render all the data here. So let's run in the application and see what the responses that we are going to get. So our Gradle is building here. So let's wait for some time. So here I am going to screencast my mobile device as well. So once I click here, so here is my the screen device. Okay, so once the Gradle is built, and it will going to redirect it in this mobile phone. So here I already have done some conversation as well. So let's create a new conversation. Okay, so here is have from server. What is the conversation ID we are passing it? So just click hi. Okay, and send. So we have to wait for 1 second, and we are getting this for like hi from server. So let's move back and start with new conversation. So here we can like 1 2 3 4. If we send any of the message, after 1 second we are getting response have from server. So basically we are monitoring this, and this is how we can create a chat application and create a beautiful UI as well. So if you are interested in some of the project that you wanted to create for your college project or any other requirement, so you can just drop a mail to the contact@codersarts.com. So we are always here to help with you. So thank you everyone.